Do you sometimes find that your colors are getting dull and muddy?
Stay tuned, we think we might have a fix for that. Fasha!
And welcome to our studio series. In the last video, we showed you how you can mix any color you want using the principles of the color wheel.
But sometimes when you're mixing a color, it doesn't look right, it looks dull or muddy, and we don't know why that happens, it just does.
And when that happens, it's important to view that color in the broader context of the painting.
More specifically, what colors are surrounding the color that you're looking at.
That's right. Colors are very heavily influenced by the colors that surround it.
Here we have 3 gray squares surrounded by 3 primary colors. No prizes for guessing that all 3 squares are identical.
How you see these will depend very much on the monitor that you're using to view this video, but we think that the gray square that is surrounded by the yellow background gives it a purplish tone, so the gray looks slightly purplish. We think the gray with the blue background gives the gray a slightly brownish tone.
We find the effect of the red background less obvious in this case. You'd expect to see a greenish hue, but the impact doesn't seem as dramatic as the other two.
Yeah, but you expect to see a little bit of a greenish hue. And if you watched our color wheel video, you've probably already spotted the pattern.
When the neutral color appears next to a strong color, we shift our interpretation of the neutral color towards the complementary of the strong color.
So there's an important lesson here. This is not a party trick that stops working once you realize the colors are actually all the same. You still perceive these differences. So every time you see gray against a yellow background, it will look purplish, and that same gray against a blue background will look warm.
So here's another example of how colors are influenced by colors that are adjacent to them. So here we have 2 panels with a red square in the middle. In this case, we're not looking at a change in the color itself, but rather a change in the intensity of the color.
That's right. A color that's shown against a background that is its complementary, in other words, like the green against the red here, the red will look much more intense than that same red shown against a background of an analogous color. In other words, a color that is next to it or close to it on the color wheel.
And just to show you that it works in reverse, here we have the little green squares up against the complementary color, the red. This pops a lot more than the green square up against the blue, which is analogous to green. So it doesn't pop quite as much.
So we'll be doing some follow-up videos on how you can use some of these concepts in practice. In the meantime though, the takeaway is really, if you're having problems with a color, look at its surroundings. The solution is as likely to be in those surrounding colors as it is with the color itself.
The other thing too is don't be afraid of neutral colors. Often beginner painters stay away from neutral colors because they're afraid of their painting becoming muddy. And sometimes what that leaves you with is a painting that has too many saturated colors.
And very often what is a muddy color in one situation, the same color can look beautiful and rich in a different scenario. So it really is all about context.
And it really is all about those complementary colors. The complementary colors are the secret sauce.
So more videos to come on how you can apply some of these concepts in practice. In the meantime, keep safe and keep painting.
Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you want to keep up to date with our videos too. And Merry Christmas!